Hello, today I'm going to go through a little demo of the Google Maps API. This started off as a free course from Udacity, and once we'd finished completing the course, I took it and made it my own. I'll show it to you in a few moments. If you're anything like me, your experience with Google Maps in your own web pages has probably been limited to just copying the embed code that they give you on Google Maps itself and just pasting it into your HTML. But the Google Maps API opens up a lot more possibilities, and I'm going to just walk you through a few of them in a moment. By the way, if you want to check out the Udacity course, I've put a link in the description. It's quite a short course. It says it's intermediate. Actually, it's quite accessible. The instructors are very good, very friendly, and I'd recommend that you give it a go. Anyway, on to my version of this demo, and here it is. The idea is find your New York home. There's a few kind of hard-coded apartments and whatnot for sale. But we'll get to that in a moment. It's not live data, don't worry. If you see your own apartment on here, we're not trying to buy it off you, don't worry. First thing you'll notice is that this does look a little bit different to your typical embedded Google map. Here's what they normally look like. And here's a new styling that we added to it. So this is a nice little feature. It helps with branding, consistency, and just making your map look that little bit cooler. What else have we got? Let's see. First of all, let's do this. Now we saw there's only 6 apartments here that we included in our data, and here they all are. They all drop down with a nice little animation, and if you click on any of them, we get a nice little embedded street view as well. It's a really cool little feature. Let's close that for now and have a look at some of the other features. We can actually look at how traffic is doing in New York at the moment. Anything red, I guess, is very heavy traffic. Green, yeah, try and go for those roads. The transit system, color-coded. We can see all the stops, we can see all the lines. That's a really handy utility as well, and we can also see where all the cycle routes are. They're probably not as obvious, they're in a kind of a darker grey colour, but you know, you can get an idea. You can go through Central Park there, okay, stay away from traffic. Now, what else have we got? We've got these different drawing tools here. Let's just clear those listings for a moment. I'll get rid of them. Supposing, for example, you want to live in a particular area of New York, well, you know, we can use this polygon tool here. We can actually draw out an area. Let's say we'll just do something like that. And any properties that fall within our defined requirements will appear, ignoring anything else. Well, I'm just going to knock off the bike routes for now. It's getting a little bit distracting. Polygon is one option. Another option is a square. Oh, there's nothing up there. Let me try again. Yeah, there we go. There's not much on the Upper East Side, I guess. And we can also do a circle. We'll go down here again. There's a few more. Now, so those are the basic tools that I put together. Now let's have a look at something else. We've got a bunch of search options here, so let's go through them one by one. So your favorite area. Well, hang on, let me just knock off the listings as well for the moment so that we can see what's going on. This is quite a simple API feature. This is kind of like a search for maps. Let's look at I don't know, Central Park Zoo. Central Park Zoo. It's great, we get all these suggestions. Makes it a lot easier for people. If they see what they want, they can just go straight to it. We'll do that. And we'll zoom into it. And did that get Central Park Zoo? I don't think so. That's That's way off. Okay, maybe there's another Central Park Zoo. Let's try that again. Central Park Zoo, East 64th, New York. Yeah, okay, I think I just got it wrong. Let's try something else. Let's try Hell's Kitchen. Hell's. Yeah, I don't know. Do we put an apostrophe in? Hell's Kitchen, New York. Yeah, that sounds right. Let's zoom into that area. There we go. We're zooming into Hell's Kitchen. So that's one search we can do. I'll go back out again. This one is kind of interesting because if we're looking for an apartment, we might work somewhere in Manhattan. We might say, well, we want to be within, I don't know, a 15-minute drive. I don't want to spend all day commuting. Let's be a little bit more environmentally friendly, and we'll say a 15-minute bike ride of, I don't know, we'll put in Lenox Hill. Lenox Hill Hospital, say. Maybe we work there, maybe we're a doctor or something. And we've got one. We've got one hit there. It's 2 minutes away. We programmed all this in via the API, and that's fantastic. So now let's have a look at the route. And there we go. This is where we're going from, and this is where we're going to. We've also written out custom journeys here. Probably the styling needs a little bit more work. I don't know, that arrow being up here is not really ideal, but anyway, it's not too bad. It gives us all the directions that you would expect from Google Maps, and also what kind of, how long the journey is and how long it will take you. And one of the neat things here you can do is we can actually kind of drag that out a little bit if we want to take the scenic route. Let's close that now and look at something else. I'm going to close that too. Now, the next thing we're going to do is search for nearby places, and this also looks at a few other options that Google Maps provides you through its API. Now we can search for, let's say vegan restaurants. Whoops, restaurants. Oh, we get them all over, but hey, look, we're here in Manhattan, and this is where we're going to stay. And look, we can open it up and we can get its address, its phone number, its opening hours. This one's kind of interesting because I wrote the new improved version of the app using TypeScript, and if you're using TypeScript in conjunction with other libraries like jQuery or the Google Maps API, you have to do a little bit of work around it. It doesn't recognize any of the calls, so you have to use something called definitely typed, and that provides a kind of a link between your TypeScript code and whatever third-party libraries you want to use. Funny enough, it didn't have opening hours in it. TypeScript, definitely typed, is an incredibly comprehensive piece of software. It's on GitHub. It's there for everybody to contribute to, and it didn't have this feature here. So it actually gave me an opportunity to contribute to that project, and it was accepted. And now, if you use opening hours through definitely typed and TypeScript, you can maybe buy me a coffee the next time you're passing. Next, we have photographs, if there are photographs available, and we can cycle through them. This has all been coded by myself. I'm not sure if the presentation is fantastic, but hey, it does the job. Some nice looking food here. Okay, so that just about covers it for this particular app. I hope it inspires you to go and check out the Google Maps API, and particularly the Udacity course, because it really does walk you through it very well. There's lots of other features in the API and that are not covered in this, but there's enough here to get going. And maybe, who knows, maybe your next web project will steer clear of the default Google Map that everybody uses and add something a little bit more special. Thanks for watching. If you have any feedback or questions, please leave them in the comments.